Hello everybody, and today's video is going to be a very controversial video, and I know some people's not going to like this video, but just my experience being here in this country. I'm from Jamaica originally. I came here about 10 years ago, and I've been here for a while, and I can honestly say this, is that the women here are different, and I can understand why the African American black man wouldn't want to be with a black woman here, because there's a lot of complication. And when I say a black woman here, I'm not only talking about black American woman. I'm talking about any black woman who comes from the diaspora, who comes here, who are raised here, or even born here, but they come from a different second class. They could be a second class, what do you call them? Second generation Caribbean or African. They're going to behave the same way like the black American females here. I can honestly say this. Look, I'm 6'3", I'm 225 pounds, and I have my own business, educated, college educated, have my own company, have my own business. I have my own shit together. And when I tell you that it is hard as a man who is 6'3", with abs, none of the responsibilities like most guys have, like children, baby mama shit, it is hard for me as a man to find a decent black woman here. It is very hard. I've never dated outside my race. I've never been privy to that. That's not something I've always wanted to do. I prefer black women. But I can tell you this, when you hear guys online talking about the passport thing and going overseas to South America, the Caribbean, or Africa to get those women, there's a big reason why they're doing it, because these women here are taught that they're better than the man. And no matter how much you as a man, you can try to educate them, try to build them up, they're going to always find a reason to see why you're not important. Black women treat black men as a sexual jump off. A lot of people don't want to talk about that, but the African American black woman, the black woman here, and like I said, any black woman from the diaspora who come here and raised here, they're going to have the same type of mindset. They only look at it as a sexual thrill. They don't really take us serious. They don't like our leadership. They don't like none of those things. And that is the problem. You see the situation here today. That's why a lot of guys are packing up and they're going overseas to go get a woman overseas, because it's much easier to deal with than dealing with the shenanigans here. These women here don't really want too much. They just only want a good-looking man to sleep with and someone to complain to. But when you want to give them leadership, they don't want the leadership. They don't want it. They all sit up there, right? They all sit up there. Sorry about that. They all sit up there and say they want a strong black man. I want a strong black man. But when you get one, you guys don't know to appreciate us. You guys say you want a six-figure black man. When you guys get us, you guys don't know how to deal with us. Like, I make 7 figures. And these black women here are not appreciative. No matter if they're doctors, I've dated lawyers, I've dated them all, and they all seem like they have that same self-entitled narrative that they're more important than everything, everyone, and you is a second-class citizen. They look at black men in this country as second-class citizen. I'm just going to speak about African-American girls, and I'll talk about the Caribbeans and African women, how they behave when they're here. I'm going to talk about it real quick. The African-American black woman here, if you're a foreign man from the islands or from Africa, they're going to look at you as a con artist, a schemer, a liar, a sexual jump off, and you're just a sexual thrill to them. You're considered an exotic man to them. That's all you're considered, an exotic man. Someone they can show off as to their friend. They want to treat you as a pet, basically. You're like a pet dude. You're like a pet to them. They have no respect for you. No matter if you make more money than them, you're highly educated, they'll clearly tell you, this is my country, I know what's going on. They'll clearly tell you these things. Like, they'll always think they're better than you. So my brothers from the islands and Africa, you guys know what I'm talking about, because you guys probably deal with that shit every day. You guys deal with these black women here who are African Americans every day, and how they throw shit in your face. Oh, you're not from my country. You don't understand. You men are aggressive. You men are this. You men are that. You see, African American black men are very relaxed with their women. That's why the women are so undisciplined. That's why the women have so much baby mamas and have all these issues. Caribbean, African man, yes, we are strict, but that strictness is guiding our culture. That's why you can see how the culture is getting better in those countries. Like the Caribbeans and Africa is getting better every year economically. It's getting better every year, like world demographic wise, getting better because we are not letting up on our women. Do we have issues in our country? Yes, we do. But our women understand culture and our women know how to fall in line because we as a man, we are on code keeping our women back home in our country on code so they can follow our leadership. And that's for the African American black woman. Now, for the Caribbean girls, when they come here, if they were raised here, Caribbean girls, they're gonna have that same self-entitled mindset as the African American girls. So you're better off just going to the Caribbean islands. I'm from Jamaica. You're better off just going to Jamaica, getting a Jamaican, than you getting a Jamaican here because they're gonna have that self-entitled mindset. And they're going to be some of the biggest cheaters. Caribbean girls cheat a lot. Hate to tell you guys that. A lot of them do. They cheat a lot. So get your paternity on because you don't know who the baby daddy is. They cheat a lot and they always look at Caribbean guys who's from the islands as an economic real estate. These women will come into the relationship with self-entitled issues, bad behavior because they weren't raised at home. And they weren't raised in a community because there's not a lot of Caribbean community out here. So there's no community to keep those women in check. So they're gonna have a lot of bad blood in them. So don't even deal with that. Now for the African girls. This goes for both West Africa and East Africa. East African women have an obsession, like girls from Kenya, mostly Kenyan women. They have an obsession for white men. I swear to you, I'm not against interracial marriage. I don't date outside my race because I prefer black women. But when I tell you, when you're with them, they're going to compare you to a white man. Their ideal mate is a white guy. It doesn't matter if they're raised here or raised overseas. That's their ideal mate is a white guy. So if they're with you, they're only with you so they can get the white guy. They're not going to ever take you serious. Those girls are a joke. Yes, they're smart, they're independent, but they prefer white men. So if you as a black man want to deal with them, they're going to fake the relationship. They're going to put the fake. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Let me break that down. You could be even more wealthier than a white man. Because they have that colorism thing, they wear these tacky wigs and lace front, these weaves, and they do a lot of bleaching of the skin too. That's another thing Caribbean girls do. They bleach their skin a lot. They have a lot of self-hate. The ones here have a lot of self-hate. But if you go to Kenya, I've been to Kenya, Nairobi. I've been to their country. And when I tell you, those girls obsess about white men. The Mzungus, they obsess for white men. So if you want to deal with an East African woman from Kenya, you are going to have problems. You better off getting an Eritrean or an Ethiopian because it's hard to get them, number one, because they believe in keeping in their culture. But if you do get them, they do have communities that's going to keep them aligned. Avoid Kenyan women. Just trust me. Every guy I've talked to, and I've dated a Kenyan girl too. Every guy I've talked to who have dated Kenyan women, they all say these women want white men. They desire white men. And that's fine, but I'm not white. But they'll use you as a last resort. You're not their first resort. Nigerian girls are the same way. Self-entitled. They want white men as well too. No matter if you make more money than the white man, in their mind, white man is better, is more superior. So they're gonna go for them. So you're gonna be in a relationship where you're competing with an invisible man. So avoid those Caribbean African girls. Guys, get your passport. I'm starting to see a lot of guys, American black guys, and I want to applaud you guys. American black guys, you guys are finally waking up to the reality. You don't have to put up with these women shit. You don't have to put up with them. Look, I can't speak on interracial marriage or interracial dating because I've never done that. But from me dating black American females, they are the worst women to procreate with. They're the worst women to have a relationship with. Just know that when you get one of them, you want to deal with baby daddy issues because the majority of them are coming with kids. That's how they come at black men. They want a 6-figure black man. They want a guy with they want the 666, 6-figure, 6'6", over 6 inches. That's what they want. They want the 666. They want the mark of the beast. But they themselves are coming into a relationship unprepared. They're coming with bad credit. They're coming with disillusion. They're coming with emotional instability, spiritual instability, and sometimes they're coming with children. And you have to deal with that. Just know, if you marry an African American black woman, brothers, you are marrying a debt. She's not going to have a good family structure. Majority of them, 80% of them, don't have good family structure. They have terrible relationship with their mothers. Their friends are probably all out here hoeing, or I hate to use that word, their friends are out fast or have too much male activity. And when they fall in love with you, best believe their family and friends are going to try to tear your relationship down. So even if you want to establish, she could be a good girl, but her mind is not there. She's weak. So even if you want to establish some type of leadership with these women here, you're going to fail. You're going to fail big time, because they have this negative agenda that black men ain't shit. They like to say that we're like, doesn't matter if we make money, doesn't matter if we're independent. If they find something wrong that you're doing, they're going to automatically bang you. As you ain't shit. You just like everybody else. They like to compare you to the ex. And that's the problem. When you date these women, they're automatically coming into a new relationship talking about their ex-boyfriend. Look, brothers, I am so happy for you guys that you guys are taking the responsibility now. You guys are starting to be responsible. The guys who have the money, the guys who don't want to put up with this shit. I am a Caribbean black man. I think I look fairly decent. I keep myself in shape. I'm in shape. I have my own business. I'm educated, and it's hard for me as a black man who's 6'3" with abs. I got my own place. I have my own company to find a decent black woman. And yes, I live in California. You would think that it would be a better selection. And I've lived in the New York region. They're all the same, coast by coast, even Southern black women. You are better off saving your money and going to another country. You can go to South America, you can go to the Caribbean islands, you can go to Africa, you can go to Asia. You can get a woman who's going to treat you good and treat you right. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not ready yet. I still got some more stuff I got to hammer out here. And then I'll be ready to go do my traveling again, because I travel. I work 6 months and I travel for 6 months. That's the type of lifestyle I have. And I can say that relationships over there are way better. It's way more genuine. But I'm going to tell you guys, if you do bring a woman from overseas here to the States, a few things you need to establish. You as a black man here, my African American brothers, I'm talking to you guys. You guys have a tendency to do this. And I want you guys to stop doing this, because you guys are going to only create another monster. If you get a woman from overseas, don't bring them back to your community. You go to a mixed community, or you go to a all-white community. Because if you bring that girl back to a black community, she's going to look at the bad behaviors of the black female, and the black female going to corrupt her mind, and she's going to turn against you as a black man. And all that effort, all that bringing her over here, all that shit's going to be out for waste. Because women are like herd animals. Women, they can run in flocks. It's easy for another woman to program another woman. Trust me, it is. If you do bring them over here, you want to make sure that, and I hate to say this, that you can provide stability for them. You must bring their parents over here, like their moms over here, because their mom's going to keep them in line. Or you got to make sure that they're talking to their mama every day to keep them in line, because their mama going to check them if they get out of pocket. They will. But all right, man, this is Javon Medici. I'll be making more content like this, and hopefully you guys like it. And I'll tell you guys more about what you should expect from bringing women to the country, what you should expect dealing with women overseas. Look, I am an immigrant. I'm from Jamaica. I've been around the world, and I'm telling you from my first example is that from my own experience, that African American black women are the worst type of woman to build with. They're good to have sex with, but they're the worst to build with, because they don't understand that concept. They have a system here where I tell them that they're better than a man, and this is why you see there's so much violence in the community. This is why you see so much dudes are just leaving. But all right, everybody, I'm on a rant now. Like the video and subscribe.